Welcome to the Wait Don't Rush podcast. I'm your host, Marcella. If I'm looking this way, I'm looking at one camera. If I'm looking this way, I'm looking at this camera. I'm new to this and I'm trying to figure it out. So let me just make sure everything's recording. Yes, the mic is on, the camera is on, and let's get started. So this is part 2 to the episode that I recorded yesterday. It didn't get to record on my Riverside app, but it recorded on my camera, so I'm going to post that video on YouTube. But this time I think I got the gist of it, trial and error. So I wanted to do a part 2 to the episode that I recorded yesterday, which is silencing the noise in your head and finding your power. And I was touching on subjects of weight gain, specifically for moms, but it could apply to whoever. And I was talking about my story, and I had like an epiphany today. Well, I would consider it yesterday because it's midnight right now. But I had an epiphany, and I'm like, I need to touch base on this a little more so people can really understand what I'm trying to say. And also, I know it's a sensitive subject, and who knows it, feels it. It's a very sensitive subject, even for me. You know what I mean? Because this has been a journey. It didn't stop just because I'm recording and I'm speaking about it. It has not stopped, and some days are better than others, you know what I mean? And some days I feel my most confident, and I'm like, oh, girl, is that you? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, feeling myself, and then other days I'm like, I just feel just like, look at what you did with your life, look at your body, look at what you've been through. And I this is where I need to touch on. It's your perception of things. It's your perception of how you view life. And, that's built over time, with whether it's learned behavior, whether it's a part of your character, whether it's something that your mother taught you or your father taught you or your friends or your colleagues, whatever. That is a learned behavior. So with that being said, the first step for me, I wanted to clarify some things. Like, the first step for me was to tell myself better things about myself, and also to shift my perception. I had a victim mentality. It's easy to blame people for where you are in life and not take accountability for your actions and for your habits and for the things that you continuously do. So I had to change my I had to change my perception to things, and I had to take accountability. And so with taking accountability for where I am, I was more present in the moment of who I was, looking in the mirror. Like, I remember I took photos, like front, back, side, everything, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at my body. I'm like, girl, when did it get this bad? Like, when did you lose yourself? Like, I kept saying things like that to myself. Like, when did you lose yourself? And instead of telling me, instead of having a a solution, I kept like throwing this pity party. And yes, like, I don't feel bad for going through those emotions like that. I don't regret it because I went through the emotion. Like, I didn't say, oh, I'm just going to have this confidence, I'm going to lose this weight, I'm going to fake it till I make it, whatever. I didn't do that. Like, I was like, all right, let me go through these emotions, but I am not going to stay there. I don't want to stay here. All right, let me get through it. And now let's think about real big lifestyle changes. Like, not real big lifestyle changes, but let's make this into a lifestyle instead of just doing this big fad diet or this exercise plan where I'm just burnt out really quickly, and I didn't want that for myself. Like, I didn't want that for myself. And it was a lot of trial and error for me. It was because I would either go too hard, like I would go to the gym and I would go 100%, and I'm like, oh my God, I did too much and now I'm burnt out. I don't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? So, I, at this point in time, like right now, after I took the accountability as to where I was, and I thought about, I went through the emotions of, who I used to be and who I am now, looking at my body, and this all is in part of the other episode. Like, this is all a part of, like, people telling me, oh, you used to be so skinny, what happened, and all this other stuff. Like, all these voices in my head, like, with these negative thoughts were playing through, and I had to, like, get through that emotions and silence that noise and say, those people are, or who are judging me for where I am right now, they are not helping me get to where I want to be. You have to dig yourself up out of that hole, which you did with everything already. God prepared you for this. You just didn't even know. Like, you didn't even know what you were doing. So, and it's big. It's a big thing. People just think it's like, oh, you just work out. No, it's a very emotional thing, especially if you went from being really skinny to damn near obese. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big thing. Or even if you went from being big to really small, it's people, everybody has something different that they're trying to do with themselves. And that's one thing I'm learning. I'm learning that, like, it's not about just getting skinny. Some people want to gain weight too. But this is my story. So I'm just sharing my story and my um input to things and everything like that, because I only can speak for myself. I can't speak for anyone else, and I only can speak about what I did to get to where I am. So anyway, so it started with that, and also it was more of an emotional journey. Like, when I started to lose weight and I started this weight loss journey, I was going through so much in life. Like, my mom was getting sick. I was going through a breakup. It was a lot. It was a lot of big changes, you know what I mean? And I'm like, all of this, and I have to just focus on being a mom, being a nurse, making money, make sure we have a roof over our head, making sure I'm mentally stable, and that my children it's a lot of aspects that people don't talk about. But I'm gonna talk about it. Like, it's a lot of different aspects, and people think it's easy, like, oh, it's 1, 2, 3. No, it's not 1, 2, 3, especially if you're a perfectionist like me. Like, I got into a habit of, like I told you guys, it's either I'm 100% or I'm 0%. There's no in between. And I had to change that kind of mindset, because it's not about being 100% all the time. Nobody is 100% all the time. Like, we fill up our baskets in motherhood and career, and then our school, if you're in school, or whatever other baskets you have to fill, is empty, because you're pouring into those, you're putting eggs into that. So that's what it was for me. I had to find balance, and I had to find a realistic plan that I could do. And I started getting tired. I was tired of the feeling that I was feeling, like my ankles being swollen, my stomach like feeling puffy, like my face, like I was just tired. I had enough of it. I had enough of it. I hate to say it, but I hated looking at myself. I'm like, I would not look at myself in the mirror, like, at all. Like, I would not look at myself on camera, like, nothing. I was like, oh, my chin, oh my gosh, this, oh, my arms, like, just finding insecurities. And you look for people naturally to say, no, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you look amazing. But even if those people did do that and you don't believe it, you're not going to believe it. And that's just the whole point of it. So I had to do a lot of inner work and create a realistic plan that was actually going to be a lifestyle and not a quick fix. You know what I mean? So I started doing that. Let me just turn this light, because it is making me, let's see. Oh, I think this is better. Okay. So I didn't want a quick fix. Like, I wanted something that was going to be tangible, something that was going to be a lifestyle that I actually enjoyed. So I took it step by step. I started walking. I literally just started walking with my children, like just walking with them, started with that. And then I started realizing, like, okay, what can I do? Because I don't really eat a lot. That's my whole thing. Like, I don't really eat a lot. But when I do eat, sometimes it's either I wasn't eating my full meals or I would eat too much. It would just be fluctuating every day. I would have I would eat whatever I want, and I wasn't paying attention to anything. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, I'm trying to survive right now. This shit is hard. I just want to survive. Like, so I got into that, and I just started walking, and like, fast forward to this day right now. I hope I'm not missing anything. Like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm touching everything. So fast forward to this day, I'm I stopped eating a lot of things, especially starch. I lowered my starch intake. I started eating more fruits. I started telling myself better things, about myself. I stopped having that victim mentality and playing that role. And I also, it's not even only that, because sometimes it's not you playing a victim, it's you telling what it is, like whatever the situation is, whether it's relationship, work related, whatever. So, what happened now? I changed the way I spoke to myself. I really did. Like, I changed the way I spoke to myself, how I spoke about others, how I looked at others. First of all, I don't really look at people, but I'm just saying, like, I just changed everything, like, um, and that's what really kind of changed it changed everything for me, it really did. So, I look in the mirror, not only call myself beautiful, but I say I'm protected, I'm healthy, whatever you want to say. You customize it to whatever your lifestyle is. But I tell myself that I trust you. I trust what you put into your body. I trust everything, because God is guiding my footsteps and I'm on the right path, like things like that. So I started doing that, and I stopped looking at the scale. That's another thing. I stopped look- I stopped looking at the scale. First of all, my scale broke. Like, it just shattered. Like, cause I was like, I kept looking. I'm like, yo, everybody telling me I'm getting small. Everybody telling me I'm getting small, and I don't see the numbers changing. You know what I mean? And and then I thought about it. I'm like, sometimes you could lose inches, but it won't reflect on the scale. So I was like, and then my scale broke, and then that was it. Like, I haven't even checked the last time I checked my weight, I was at work, and I shouldn't even never checked it, because it was like one of those wheelchair things that you just like, and I'm over here standing up. I have so much stuff in my pocket, like, you know what I mean? So anyway, my eyes just started to hurt. So I'm going to, if I burnt my arm, I think I kind of did. Okay. So I'm good. So yeah, what am I getting to now? That's the last time I checked my weight. I just started, I just started taking care of the whole me. Like, I started pouring into myself. That's the trick right there for me. Like, I was like, I silenced the noise of what people thought about me, about how people look. I don't even look at people on social media. Like, these people are not a competition. They're beautiful, just like me, and they're going through something. Everybody going through something. Like, please don't get it twisted. Sorry, I had to clean my glasses off. And that's what this is not going to work, because it's beaming off of the reflection. So let me take these off. So yeah, so I I don't look at anybody. I don't think I ever did. I always moved to the beat of my own drum. I was always the trendsetter. Like, I always did what I wanted to do. That's just me. But I don't even like the gym girlies, and this is who I'm referring to. The gym girlies, I look at them like, yes, inspiration, but do we have the same body? Are we built the same way? Because my torso is long. I got long legs. I'm just long. I'm just a long person, and if your body is not built like mine, I can't say I want a body like that. Like, it's unrealistic, you know what I mean? And so I started looking at my body, like I just started noticing like how curvy I am, and it was just like, damn, you something, you's a snack. Like, started telling myself that, like, you are beautiful, taking more pictures, like telling myself better things, and just, I don't know, it really changed a lot for me, and it made me very happy. And that's the trick to it, is just feeding whatever you want to yourself, feeding yourself good things, whatever that may mean to you, long as it's positive, long as it's constructive, you know what I mean? And also, like, my doctor would be like, oh, journal your food and stuff like that. So I didn't journal. I ain't going to hold you. I can't remember enough to journal. Like, who got time for that? So I would like take pictures and send it to my sister. And that would be like my accountability thing. Like, okay, this is what I ate today, kind of thing. And we're realistic, like, girl, like, oh my gosh, I was so burnt out and I made myself like a freaking chicken sandwich, or I had some ice cream or whatever. But the trick is not doing it every day. It's moderation. And I remember Holly Berry did say that. She was like, she eat like bacon or something like that. Like, I remember on Wendy Williams, she was like, oh, I eat pork bacon and stuff, but it's in moderation. And that's one thing I'm learning. Anything you do, whether it's eating, walking, working out, you have to do it in moderation. You know what I mean? So that's basically it. I just wanted to share that and just make that clear with you guys. And I'm still on my journey. Like, I'm not where I want to be, but I know I'm going to get there. I know that I'm going to get to a point that I'm already at that point, to be honest. I'm already at that point where I just feel so beautiful, gorgeous, body banging, body is tea, you know. I'm already there, and it's only going to get better. I'm only going to get better. I'm just going to grow more, I'm going to find new ways to love myself as I evolve, because I change sometimes. I change, but I think women, we change like every like minute, every minute. And, so I'm just embracing that about myself. And I just wanted to share that message, especially for moms who really, or just people. You don't even have to be a mom, because people are not even mothers, and their weight fluctuates. You know what I mean? Be okay. Not even be okay with it. If you're not okay with it, find something that works for you. Okay? Whether it's whatever it is, like, long as it's safe. Okay? Please be safe. Don't do nothing to hurt yourself. Okay? Because I do not. That's a disclaimer right there. So I just wanted to be very clear with that. And what was I going to say? I literally just lost my train of thought. So yes, I just wanted to share that with the woman community, I guess, because we all go through things, especially when it comes to weight and everything like that. So, and also, don't let nobody make you feel bad. Like, one thing I want to say is, like, people would project onto you like how they feel about themselves. So be very careful with that. You know what I mean? I remember when I first, like, after I gave birth to Mia, and everybody obviously was like waiting for me to lose weight, because for some reason the spotlight is always on me, which is, I'm okay with that. It is what it is. But at that time I wasn't okay with it, and they was like, oh, you might have to do surgery, you might as well do a tummy tuck. The way I got into that gym, baby, and then it was like, I remember this one person said to me also, you're young, why are you not snapping back? If I knew, I would tell you too. It's not like I'm sitting here eating burgers for fun. And even if I was, why is my body your business? You know what I mean? This is the thing. People just need to learn how to mind their business and stop. Like, unless, you see me slamming down burgers, or whatever, something unhealthy. You don't see me doing that. So yeah, some of it is out of concern, but honestly, some people just want to see you down like that, and that's what I noticed, and I don't respect it. But anyway, I don't know how to end these episodes. I'm still learning. I do need to listen to more podcasts. Maybe that's what I need to do. But I just wanted to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for tuning into my episode, and please follow me at the Wait Don't Rush podcast on TikTok. I'm going to make an Instagram, and I also have a YouTube. Okay? And stay tuned for the next episode. Part 210. So excited. Thank you guys for watching.